Have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions, stuck in a routine that feels safe but unfulfilling? Well, that's what this video's all about. And the problem with our safety zone is that it stops us from being totally fulfilled. It stops us from pursuing a better life that we could have. The trouble with the safety zone is it's just oh so comfortable. We know what's coming. We know that day after day it's not going to be any different. We're not going to be stretched. We're not going to be pulled. But you see, if you want to move on in life, you have to move out of that safety zone. The safety zone is an area where it's great to be, but it's also never going to help you move on. Because without stretching out of that comfort zone and the safety zone that you've built around yourself, you're never going to learn the things that you need to learn or make the mistakes that you're going to need to make in order for you to move forward in your life, to take you to that next step, if you like. And by the end of this video, I promise you, you'll have an understanding of why you should step out of that comfort zone, and I'll give you some practical steps to help you on your way. The definition of the comfort zone is somewhere where we feel safe and at ease. But there is a problem with that. As the writer Thoreau said many, many years ago, that most men lead lives of quiet desperation. And that's what happens for a lot of people when they stay in that comfort zone. You see, people often want to stay in areas where it all feels familiar. Staying in the comfort zone is driven by that need to feel security, to feel stability, to feel as though you're on top of things. But the problem is that you're actually not. For too many of us, we stay in that comfort zone by sticking with jobs that we started because we needed a job, but didn't move on from because we were in a routine and everything seemed okay. We may not like the job, but because we're secure in it and we're safe in it, we don't feel that we want to move out of it and stretch, because you never know what could happen. And it's the same with social situations. We often turn down the opportunity to go to parties and weddings and all those sorts of things because it means that we're going to have to mix with people that we may not know so well. And that will stretch us because we don't want to say the wrong thing and look stupid. Life is like that. And many of us find that it's easier with what you know than what you don't. So what are the consequences of staying stuck where you are? Well, for starters, it can affect your mental health. You can feel over a period of time that your mental health can get worse, and you can feel less satisfaction in your life. Not only that, but you can miss opportunities to move on. Let me give you an example about staying in your comfort zone and missing an opportunity. Back in 1982, when I got married, that winter was just the time when videos were coming to a forefront. People had been renting video players and renting videos. And I saw that there was an opportunity ahead that we could take if we were just willing to step out of our comfort zone. I went and found a shop, found out how much it would be to lease. And at the time, you couldn't buy videos. You had to rent them from the companies. So I worked out how much I'd have to spend in order to open this shop. And it was around the area of £3,000. I talked to my wife about it. We sat down and we were scared of that comfort zone. So we decided not to go forward with it. Later that winter, somebody else had the same idea as me and had that exact same shop. I joined the membership of that video club the very first day it opened. I think my membership number was 357 or something like that. And at the time, you had to pay a tenner to become a member. And so that was about 3,570 quid they took on the first day without renting out a video. They'd cleared all of the debts of it to get it open on their first day. And then on top of that, of course, they rented out the videos. I watched that man take that shop forward. He opened another one and another one and another one. And over the years, he developed 3 really good businesses. Although they had done really well, he knew that the end was coming at some stage. And so he changed and diversified his income into property development. And he did very well from that as well. And it's one of those times when you just wonder to yourself, wow, if I'd have done that. But I didn't. I was more interested in staying in my comfort zone. And because of that, I missed out on a great opportunity. And so what are the benefits of stepping out of your comfort zone? Well, first of all, once you step out of that comfort zone and you start to move forward, what happens is you develop self-confidence, because the more you overcome things, the more you feel better about yourself. The failures that you had were just stepping stones on your way forward. And what's more, the failures that you had helped you to enhance your resilientness, I suppose. You became more resilient because you overcame some of the things that you wouldn't have done had you stayed in your comfort zone. And then, of course, you became more adaptable, because the more things that you try, the more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you become more adaptable. You start to find ways to do things differently. You start to attack things with more zest. And when you do that, you get this adventure mindset, if you like. You see, moving forward is something to look forward to. It's not something to fear. Uncertainty isn't something that you should worry about too much. As you go forward, you're going to have uncertain times, but if you think of it as an adventure, think of it as a game, then it's not such a bad thing. That mindset could take you to places that are unbelievable, that you may never have thought that you could go to. Let me give you a couple of examples. J.K. Rowling was an unemployed mother who started writing stories about this little boy. Over a period of years, those stories made her a multi-millionaire. Harry Potter is known worldwide. Had she stayed in her comfort zone, that would never have happened. Sylvester Stallone is another one. He had written this story when he was down and out about a boxer who overcame the odds. He'd written it and thought it could be successful, and he hawked it around Hollywood and nobody wanted to know. And mainly because he was not willing for anyone else to play the lead character. He stuck by his decision and got turned down loads of times. Henry Winkler of Happy Days read the story and he felt that it was worthy of being seen. And so he helped to hawk it around Hollywood. And eventually one company liked the story and were willing to let Sylvester Stallone have that role as Rocky. Look where it led. And that's just some of the things that you can have happen when you come out of your comfort zone. So how do you take it forward? It's a good idea to just have a think about where you are in your life, what your comfort zone is, and what areas you think stop you from stepping out of it and hold you back from trying things that you really could. When you've done that, what I'd suggest you start doing is to start making small little goals, things that stretch you a little bit. It could be taking up a new hobby where you have to join a club and start to talk to new people. It may be that you could perhaps go volunteering and help others by stepping just out of that comfort zone and having to do things that you may not normally want to do. Once you've done that a few times, you can stretch yourself just a little bit more. All it's about is doing just a little bit, one step at a time. Along the way, you are definitely going to have failures. Things aren't going to be honky-dory all the time, and you are going to have things happen to you that's going to make you just pull back and go, woo. What you've got to do, though, is reframe your thinking so that it becomes an adventure. It becomes something that you feel proud to just step forward to. Because truth be told, it's a necessary step forward as you move on with your life. Also, while you're doing that, keep a lookout for people who inspire you, because you will see people that do things you'd like to do but don't feel confident enough to do. But when you watch them and you see how they do it, it will give you thoughts on how you can do it too. And by stretching your comfort zone step by step, that's how you're going to move forward to the things that you really want in your life. So in this video, what we've done is we've looked at the comfort zone and why we act the way we do. We've talked about people who've stepped out the comfort zone and reached some of the things that we could only hope of. And I've given you some practical steps to start you on your way. And so what I want you to do is take those first steps. Make those first steps your steps into the future that you actually want. No more the life of quiet desperation for you, because now you know the small steps you need to take to go on the way towards going to where you want to be. By doing that, you could have a more fulfilling, more adventurous kind of life. One that you probably thought about as a child, being something out there. Well, you can have that, and you can do that yourself. It just takes those small steps out of your comfort zone to put you on the road to being where you want to be. Now, if you've done this already, if you've taken those steps out of your comfort zone and moved into areas where once upon a time you didn't think you could have done, please leave us a comment down below. It would be great to hear your stories. And if you've got to this stage in the video, congratulations, because you're one of the 20% of all viewers who get to the end of the video. Many don't. And if you're feeling in a bit of a rut, if you click over there onto that video, I'll tell you how to get out of it. I'll see you over there.